What's up, boys? How are we, boys? What's good, what's good, what's good? How do we like a little bit of warm-up time with the intro? How do we like a little bit of warm-up time with the intro? Is it good? What are we? I gotta post 4 minutes into the comment section once we get going. And what's up, Cagethan? We chill. And now it's time to kick back and chill. How are we, boys? What's up, everybody? How are we? How are we? Love the intro. The intro music is on point. That's an ultra erotic intro. What's up, Cage? What's up, Ben? What's up, Kenny, you bloody ripper? Toad, what did you say? Lightweight is saved as my guy. Armin is champ without having to fight Islam or Tapuria, and everyone will definitely be extremely happy about that. What? Have you heard some news that we haven't heard, Toadathan? And Eric says, I use women as my heavy bag. Of course he does. Islam bullies Tapuria back to featherweight and then moves up to welterweight. Armin beats up to here we are. Armin beats up Charles while Paddy subs Gaethje. And then Armin and Paddy fight for the vacant belt. Toad has got his own headcanon going on in the future. I like it, Toadathan. I'm going to walk down the aisle with my wife into this music. Oh, of course you are, Cage. Why not, mate? Intro music's on point. We love the intro. The tier list last night was okay. Kenny? Yeah, nice. Nice. From the top. I'm not going from the top. If you guys want to use the intro music as like a 4-minute hangout room, I'm not going and reading everything from the top, Eric. You better not run into me with that song. Absolutely not. You're making a comeback? Do it, Chris. I saw that you got first. The intro gives you a stiffy? Of course it does, TY. Just sat down for breaks. I actually got a YouTube notification. Nice, dude. Nice. Well, enjoy the next hour. And enjoy the stream, brother. Enjoy it. I'm a demon when that song plays. It does make you want to just drop and do push-ups, right? Michael Chandler is really the kind of guy to stick his thumb up you when you're wrestling. Get it up there, mate. Love when we get mixed up with. I love when I get mixed up with Kate. That does happen. Sorry, Chris. What's up, LR? How are you, dude? I'm rock hard right now. Everyone is getting very homoerotic right now. From the top, I'm not going from the top. I can beat up anyone to fight when that intro plays. Mate, this is... If we ever walk out to a YouTube... If I ever do a YouTube boxing fight, that'll be my walkout music. No clue what is going on with lightweight, but there is a good chance Armin ends up with the easiest vacant title fight of all time. There is a chance of that, Toad. There is a chance of that. If Ilia Tapuria moves up to fight JDM, yeah, there absolutely is a chance of that. It could be Armin Tsarukyan versus Paddy Pimblett for the vacant title. Could happen. There is a universe that happens in. The intro music is so good it can make Michael Chandler win a fight. It's not... It's not that good, man. The intro music is so good it can make Michael Chandler win a fight. Oh, God. See you at the top. See you at the top, LR. You are... Why are you gay, Army Dougie, and are you the gay kid? I don't know. I don't know how it's happened, TY, but I seem to have cultivated the John Jones fan base, even though I couldn't be any more of an anti-John Jones fan. Why would Ilia go up to fight JDM? No, Islam would go up to fight JDM. Oh yeah, then someone would need to fight Ilia. What's up, Bilal? We just started, dude. Good timing. You should walk out with Kenny if you do the boxing. I should walk out with Kenny. Absolutely, the bloody ripper. And he just has a giant flag, which is just me eating a hot dog. Yeah, absolutely, man. What's up, Bilal? Hope you're having a good day today. 30 degrees again, man. How is this happening? Calling me Christian Grey and then Cage and back-to-back streams, for fuck's sake, you might as well just rename me to Jeff Molina or Peyton Talbot. Right? No, Christian Grey. Christian Gay, you are my boy. You've been here since the beginning. I'll never rename you Christian Grayathan the Third. You said earlier. I did say earlier. My bad. That's exactly how John Jones would say. John Jones fans would say. Deflect. Lie. All right, boys. Shut up. Stop typing. We have breaking news. Okay, we need to... Hang on a second. There's breaking news. 1 second. Everyone stop typing. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, this will work. Why is that not playing any noise? Oh, that's why it's not playing any noise. Hang on. I screwed up the breaking news. Hang on 1 second. This joke has not gone well. Right, here we go. Breaking news. Ready? What kind of breaking news music is that? That's shit. Hang on. No, we need breaking news sound effect. News music background. No. Breaking news sound effect. Here we go. Yeah! Breaking news. Alright, that's enough. Alright, breaking news! Everyone shut up. I love the news music as well. I gotta save that. I just randomly YouTube that. Okay, everyone shut up. We're going over to the breaking news. Here we go. It's happening right now. I've just got to hit the right button. Sorry, I've got to do everything. Brother, what's up? Kudos, how are you, man? Brother, I need you to get back from Vietnam, and you need to click the buttons while I talk to the chat. All right, and... Whoops, wrong button. Shit. Hang on a second. And... Here we go. You know Crazy Kev? No, what do you mean? Spit it out, Andrew Tate, Temu version. Temu Tate, I have been called that. How are you, Florida, Chris? All right, here we go.
I didn't announce it, but I think it's going to be Makhachev and Topuria.
Oh, that's going to be a crazy one.
It's going to be a sick fight.
That's going to be a fucking...
And they're talking about maybe putting the co-main as, who's the co-main? I think the 85 title fight between DDP, Dricus Duplessis versus Khamzat Chimaev.
That's a crazy card,
bro. It's going to be a sick card. They didn't announce it, but I think it's going to be Makhachev and Topuria.
Oh, that's going to be a crazy one.
It's going to be a sick fight.
That's going to be a fucking...
And they're talking about maybe putting the co-main as, who's the co-main? I think the 85 title fight between DDP, Dricus Duplessis versus Khamzat Chimaev.
That's a crazy card, bro.
Colby Covington leaked UFC 314 on Neon's stream. I thought it was Sneaker. Who cares? But Colby Covington has leaked UFC 314. They're looking to set up Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev for UFC 314 because of Colby Covington's big ass mouth not knowing how to keep things a secret. You think you should just make... I think they should just make Islam Ilia. We all want to see it, and all Arman needs is a win to get his hype back. As the fans haven't seen how good he is in a while. I agree, Toad. I think that's what they absolutely should do. But we all know they won't. Why is Colby hanging out with Neon? Because Colby Covington believes that his future is in streaming, not in MMA. He literally said that today on Neon's stream. There's another clip of it on Twitter. Yeah, Colby Covington doesn't want to be an MMA fighter anymore. He wants to be a streamer. Which, like, what's easier? You know, getting fucking hit in the face by Kamaru Usman and getting your jaw broken, or sitting here and talking shit? I don't blame Colby Covington for wanting to be a streamer. Man, look how soy Neon... I know, yeah, he is a vegan. I don't know if Neon is a vegan, but this man has not been to a gym once in his life. Neon is actually really high T. Doubt he is. Yeah, Colby's career is officially over right now. I think so, dude. I mean, who is Colby Covington going to beat? I mean, the last time that he called somebody out, it was literally Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz. Not even Nate Diaz. Nick Diaz. Colby Covington is trying to get a fight with Dustin Poirier and Paddy Pimblett. He won't call out another welterweight. It's so bizarre to me. He'll only call out Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz, or lightweights. I don't understand why he won't call out a legit welterweight. It's very weird to me. Khamzat DDP is already locked in, and they're just negotiating with Islam to get the Topuria fight on the card. Looks like it, dude. Looks like it, man. Looks like that is the way it's going. I think the problem is, Toad, that Colby Covington has spent so much time at the UFC PI. He's talking to people, and he has no idea how to keep his mouth shut. Like, that's always been Colby's big problem. He doesn't know when to push and when not to push. Like, remember back in the day when Colby Covington would follow Dana White to the casinos? You know what I mean? That's not a good look for Colby to be doing that. You also saw that clip, so it wasn't breaking news. My bad. Streaming is the hardest job. It absolutely is not. It's not even a job. This is not a job. And him flexing to Neon that Megan Fox hit him up in the... And him flexing to Neon that Megan Fox hit him up in the... Did she really? Did she really? There you go. Colby beats Nate or Wonderboy. Colby beats Nate. I don't know about Wonderboy. Saying is the best bad boy since Chael. If only she knew If only she knew he was only that way on camera. I mean, even on camera, he's not a bad guy. Like, He stutters more than me, dude. It's horrible. Who wins in a tag team MMA bout? Sneeko Neon versus ISHO Speed and Kai Cenat. I literally have no idea what Kai Cenat looks like. I have no idea. I do not watch these streamers. I'm 36. I don't watch these streamers. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I guess... I don't know, dude. Ilya doesn't deserve to fight Makhachev straight away. He absolutely does. Stop stirring the pot. What's good, Skynet? How are you, brother? We had breaking news. You just missed it. Colby Covington leaked UFC 314. It's 2 a.m. in Florida. My friend Dougie is streaming in Australia. Good to see you, Miguel. I hope you're doing well, my brother. He's got to fight someone in the top 5 at lightweight first. Does he, though? Does he? I'm in the middle of some work right now. Just wanted to say hi. Well, thank you for stopping in, Skynet. I always appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping in while you're working, dude. Really appreciate it. The music is doubling up. Sorry, guys. Same as Chael, but at least he sold it better. Yeah, Chael sold it way better. What's up, Fight Sports Talk? How are you, brother? What's good, man? What's good, dude? Did you see our top 10 GOAT list? How did you like it, dude? Anyone that says otherwise is just a casual, man. You're trying to rile people up. I don't remember name my couple. I don't know what that says, boo. I think your space button is broken. Yeah, he wishes he had the biggest arms in Westland, Oregon. Fuck with worm.com/. What have I done? What have I done now? I haven't even done anything. Oh my god, what my word, I haven't even done anything. Who, me? I never said that. I listened to Ariel today, Nacho. How are you, brother? I listened to Ariel Helwani today. Immediately kicks off the show. Ariel Helwani immediately kicks off the show with saying that he never endorsed the GFL. I said this was a horrible idea from the start. I said they never should do it. I was never about... People are blaming me. People are blaming me. I had nothing to do with this. Oh, my word. Dougie, get a hella Florida man in chat. We love Miguel. He's a good bloke. Neon, but we all know that the UFC wants to make that fight. I don't think Islam wants to fight Ilya. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. But that fight needs to be made. It's either Ilya or Armin, and Armin needs to remind people first. Yeah, I think give it to Ilya. Punish Armin. Mum's upstairs cooking me hot pockets. I'm watching Dougie's Corner. Being 43 is great. Probably not even paying rent. Living with your mum. Eating mama's cooking. Based. It got flagged. Well, space it up a bit or use code words. You know what I mean? Dougie is Florida's MMA GOAT. Thank you, Christian Grayathan. I appreciate you. You can make 10 types of goats like an actual... You can make a top 10 types of goats like the actual... Can you make a top 10 types of goats like the actual animal? Like top 10 different types of goat? I don't even know there's 10 different types of goat, Ben. Who does Paddy fight next, lab? Well, simply kudos. It's so poignant, pertinent. Good on you for asking that question, simply kudos. Today's content is... The fuck is this? Why is it in the Discord? How'd that happen? What the fuck is this? Today's content is... Fixing the... What the fuck is going on? Fixing the UFC lightweight division. I have got the lightweight fighters down here. Thusly, thank you, Cheddarhead, for the $1. I appreciate you, mate. Glizzy. I've got the lightweight fighters down the bottom of the screen. We are going to start matchmaking and fixing the lightweight division. That is today's content, brother. That is what we're going to be doing today. So we have got fighters like... Thank you for the $1, Cheddarhead. I really appreciate it, man. We have got fighters like... Michael Chandler. Fighters like Moicano. We have got fighters like Dustin Poirier. We are going to be fixing the lightweight division today. Is that Makhachev? That is Makhachev. That is that's Makhachev. Why would that not be Makhachev? He's the king. Let me read your chats. Thank you, Cheddarhead, for the $1, brother. I really appreciate it. Got Glizzy. Fucking hate you, Cheddarhead. You fucking dog cunt. He does look like Florida man, so it makes sense. I'm currently locked in a room and being forced to watch Ariel 24/7. Commit seppuku, TY. It's time to end it, brother. There's no point doing it. I'd run over Neon with my car a couple of times. Oh, yeah, fair. Absolutely fair. Ilya KO of Max was amazing. It was, Miguel. Puts him on the top 30 GOAT list. Ariel should fight the MMA Guru. The MMA Guru would murder Ariel Helwani. I did see a list. One of my favorite topics. It's so complex it deserves a 10-hour discussion. Fight Talk. That original top 50 list that I started, mate, was during the Nate Diaz Jorge Masvidal boxing card. It was for an 8-hour stream. I'm still not happy with how it turned out. It's you could spend hours and hours and hours talking about it. If Dougie was a go to my farm, you all know what I'd do to him. Yeah, you'd grind me into a fucking hot dog, mate. Pertinent. Thank you, Nacho. Every time. What happened? I have no idea. I have no idea. Paddy has never beat anyone good. Can we stop? He beat Michael Chandler, who was not Oliveira's best win, but people were saying Oliveira's back. Do a top 10 GOAT tier list and compare the animal to an actual fighter that it would represent. Do a top 10 and compare the animal to the actual fighter that it would represent. I still don't quite understand. So on one side of the list, I'll have 10 different kinds of GOAT. And then on the other side of the list, I'll have the fighter that resonates with that kind of GOAT. Or would I have 10 of the GOATs of MMA and then Ilya Topuria would be a leopard, you know what I mean? And John Jones would be a koala, because koalas just sit in trees, get drunk, and then catch AIDS. Like, what is that? What you're sort of saying? Telstra issue? No, back end issue. Being an idiot on the back end. You look up the different species of goats and rank them. I'm definitely not doing that. I am definitely not doing that. Paddy versus Gaethje, because he needs to fight someone that he can beat. Keep the train going before this ends brutally. I've got Gaethje here. I've got Paddy here. Let's line them up and have a look, but I'll catch up with everyone first. The more I look into MMA and boxing goats, the less sure I am of how to rank them. Every time, Fight Talk. Every time. The closer I look at them, the less I know what is going on. You didn't know that there is multiple different kinds of goats. You better be on your P's and Q's when you pull up on a mountain with Islam and Khabib. This goat is my cousin. This goat is my wife. Bro, I hear TY get you saying glizzy on yesterday's stream. I never ever said glizzy. I never said that. Completely different things. I said glizzy. Completely different. Dude, was that Makhachev? That was Makhachev. You got to remember their wives' names. There we are. Lightweight matchmaking, Cajethan. Lightweight matchmaking. That's what we're doing, brother. Chandler versus Hooker 2, so we can erase all of Chandler's legacy. Was his only good win? I don't hate that, Toad. I honestly don't hate that. Do bonus picks for each tier list, but the bonus picks are fellow MMA streamers like Guru and Bedtime to see how they stack up against pro fight. Your list is not making any. So I'll have actual goats, then actual MMA fighters, and then how these fighters would stack up against them. Can you get that Turkish guy off the screen? Absolutely not. Sorry, mate. Fuck, what a bad idea. Which with the goats list one, right? Sean Woodson is an ostrich. Yes, Sean Woodson is an ostrich. No, Sean Woodson is like an underwater crab. I had a nightmare. I had nightmares of spiders on my wall all night. One of them had Sean Woodson's face. Dougie, did you know the regional fighter Chris Glizzy, he really had a Glizzy. Very, very, very good. Dougie, I'm making battered bread right now, and I had an extra melted butter, so I just wrapped it in my hands and then stoked my... Okay, that's not going to end well for you. TJ Dillashaw would be a snake in the grass. He would be a snake in the grass. Absolutely. Here comes a little snake in the grass now. Be right back. Gotta rip this massive one. Get it, Christian Grey. Who here wants to see him compare the MMA goats to different goat species? Maybe on a vertical stream when I'm doing like a 10-hour vertical stream, Ben, just to get things out of the way. It's actually a good idea. It isn't, Ben. It isn't a good idea at all, mate. Ian Gary, Carlos Prates. I'm going to be going with Carlos Prates. Paddy should fight Armin or Ilya. Yeah, okay, we're going to do the matchmaking now. No, Ben, I specifically do not want that. Yeah, we'll do it for like, Nacho, when I do one of those like 10-hour vertical streams, we'll do it towards the end of one of them just as a bit of filler. Poirier can touch the chin of Paddy. Yeah, so it's what do you do with Poirier? Sean Woodson got his brain hammer fisted. He did, Miguel. It sucks, man. It's actually a good idea. It's a horrible idea. It's an amazing idea. It carries the channel. Ben, I'll try and be nice and just say it's not the best idea I've ever heard all day. It's not a good idea at all. Okay, so Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje is the fight to make that people seem to want. We're going to do Paddy versus Gaethje. We need something for Chandler. We need something for Poirier. Where's me I used to have a little versus. Hang on a second, chat. Wait a minute. Hang on a second, boy. I used to have a versus. Do I still have it? Yeah, I still have it. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so we've got Paddy versus Gaethje. Is that what you guys said? Or did you say you wanted to do Chandler versus Hooker? Yeah. Chandler versus Hooker. And that way we can get rid of Chandler's last bit of legacy. We still need someone for Oliveira. We need someone for the absolute fucking goat of the sport. Ilia Topuria. So it looks like, according to Colby Covington, this is the match that has been made. And we need something for Max Holloway, and I got to find Dan Hooker. We need something for Dan Hooker as well. I got to find a photo of Dan Hooker. Let me read some chats. But it's not the worst. Well, Nacho's been arguing all day about the GOAT list, so it's probably not the worst thing he's heard all day. I think he is a good fighter. Who's that, Eric? Who are you talking about? If Kenny says it's good, then that should tell you something. True. Poirier versus Holloway 3 is basically confirmed. That is true, which I hate. I absolutely hate that. That is booked. That seems to be what it is. Maybe they should fight now. Who is he? Who is he, Eric? Who is he and they? Poirier versus King Green, legends only. I mean, that does get Dustin Poirier a nice, easy win, to be fair. That's a nice, easy win for Dustin Poirier and King Green. Although I wouldn't call King Green a fucking legend. You know what I mean? Even though he is the reason that Islam Makhachev got to fight for a belt in the first place. I gotta just quickly find a photo of Dan Hooker. That's Conor McGregor. I mean, this is something else, chat. Conor McGregor is going to be back. After this new deal is signed, Conor McGregor's got 2 fights left on his contract. There's probably a chance that we see Conor McGregor in 2026. But I guess we don't. That's 2026. Or maybe end of 2025. There's a chance we see Conor McGregor. A small chance, but there is a chance. Why don't I have a photo of Dan Hooker somewhere? Do we never put Dan Hooker in tier lists? Do I have to go rustle me up a photo of Hooker? Gary, Oliveira, Woodley, Rakic. Yeah, let's just rustle up a photo of Dan Hooker. Hang on a second. Dan Hooker. Images. Hey, Volkay, you back, Volk? We're gonna get the belt back. Hey, you come from the land down under. Hey, Volky boy. How you going, Volkay? I just found the what I sent you last night, Nacho. Yeah, I found what I sent you last night, dude. What we were talking about in the back end of my save files. Oh my god, this chat is brain rot. Let me catch some chats up. Let me read up a little bit. Amazing idea. No. Poirier versus King Green. Kenny is actually a very trustworthy source. Kenny? No, absolutely not. Poirier versus Max, I think, is rumored to be... Yeah, that is the rumor, simply kudos. Dougie, I want to be a plumber just so I can smell it. No. Benny said he thinks he's going to get Moicano in June. Okay, so they're just going to rematch that fight. Beneil Dariush versus Moicano. Paddy versus Charles. You got Paddy versus Charles. Paddy versus Charles. Islam versus Ilya. Arman Sarukian versus Dan Hooker. Dusty versus... Yeah, I got to get 2 more photos. Oliveira fans think their guy wins a 5-round rematch, so let's show them how... Oliveira fans thinks their guy wins a 5-round rematch, so let's show... Against who? Toad. A 5-round rematch against... Against who? Against Islam Makhachev? Bilal's comment about Dolidze being Prime Anderson is the worst thing I've heard this decade. Don't, mate. Come on, it wasn't that bad. Chandler versus Marlon Vera. Move him up, Woeful. Move Marlon Cheeto Vera up. Let's do Chandler versus BSD. We should do Chandler versus BSD. I want Arman versus Holloway, but they'll never make it as Arman's not one of the stars at lightweight. True. Paddy versus Dan Hooker. Yeah, I got to get a Dan Hooker photo. Not Charles. Connor's never coming back. Connor might come back. Dougie and I are going to... No. A furry convention. No. Ilia Topuria was the type... Ilya Tapuria was a type of goat. He'd be like a Kiko goat. Fast, tough Kiko goats are originally from New Zealand and were bred to survive half conditions with minimal care. They're strong and aggressive. Thank you very much on the update of what kind of a goat he would be. I'm happy we finally got to the source of that. That's good to know. Of what kind of goat Ilya Tapuria would be. What do you even say anymore, chat? Right, let me get this photo of Dan Hooker. There we go. Right, and we'll get a quick photo of Arman Tsarukyan. There we go. There's Arman Tsarukyan. Right, we can now matchmake. Wait, I need a photo of BSD as well. Need a quick photo of BSD as well. Done. Let's get that into the files. Alright, and we have BSD as well. Beautiful. Okay, so now we have everyone here that we need. Let us begin matchmaking. So, we don't like Paddy versus Gaethje, apparently, chat. We don't like Paddy versus Gaethje. We want Paddy versus Hooker. Is that what you were saying? Oh, and Moicano is obviously going to have Beneil Dariush. And we'll get Beneil Dariush in here. Alright, so we got Beneil Dariush. So, Moicano has got Beneil Dariush. Good. Chandler has got BSD. Who's Oliveira got? Who are we putting against Oliveira? Gaethje? No. And that leaves Arman Tsarukyan just fucking floating around doing nothing. Let me read some chats. Ilya Tapuria would be from New Zealand. Ben, why are you making this a thing? Chandler versus someone unranked. Fool this guy, get him out of there. I don't mind the BSD thing. It's a disturbing thought. Roman Dolidze as the GOAT. I mean, Roman Dolidze beating Anderson Silva. I mean, it's not retarded. Yeah. BSD booked is booked. Who's BSD booked against? Cage. It was that bad. I like Bilal, but it was a crazy. It's not that crazy. I mean, Dolidze would push Anderson Silva up against the cage. I'm trolling, Nacho. I'm just playing with you, dude. Before you start rage typing, Nacho, I'm just playing with you. I'm just trying to annoy you. Arman versus Gaethje would be fun. Arman versus Gaethje would be good. That would be good. Kudos. We fix your hairline today. I haven't. My hairline has never changed. It's the same hairline I've had for my entire life. I'll show you guys a photo of me when I was 16. My hairline is exactly the same. How real is this Poirier versus Holloway rumor? It's pretty real, man. Ruffy versus Chen. That's good. That's really good. That is really good. Okay, so Toad says we do Islam versus Tapuria, which is what is happening. Toad says we do Islam versus Tapuria. We do Arman Tsarukyan versus Charles. Okay, so Gaethje's out of there. We do Arman versus Charles. Okay. Paddy versus Gaethje. Paddy versus Gaethje. Max and Poirier 3. Yeah, that's happened. That seems to be locked in. Max Poirier 3 seems to be absolutely locked in no matter what. So that seems to be happening no matter what. And Chandler versus Hooker 2. I hate rematches. But that's all you can do at lightweight. Alright, fair enough. But that leaves BSD floating around. Just in the middle. But apparently BSD already has a fight. Is that what we're saying? Apparently BSD already has a fight. I don't like giving Chandler Hooker. I don't like that at all. I like Chandler versus Ruffy. I think that's really good. Chandler versus Ruffy I like a lot better, to be honest with you. Let me read your chats. I've never seen Chandler versus a black guy. Coincidence? No. Well, there's not that many black guys at the top of lightweight right now, simply kudos. Yeah, I don't get why Dustin would want to fight someone he's beaten twice before in his last ever fight. Seems counterintuitive. Maybe because he knows he can get the win and he wants to get a guaranteed win. What's up, local taxi driver, one of Khabib's former training partners? There's literally a ton of other matchups you could do without doing pointless rematches. No, I agree, Nacho, but I feel like that's what Dustin wants, to get an easy win at the end. You like I'm pretty sure Dariush is younger than Moicano. I'm pretty sure Dariush is younger than me, Cheddarhead. I think Dariush is a couple of months or a year younger than me. Paddy versus Oliveira or Hooker. Ain't no way Oliveira getting a title shot with a win against Chandler on a one-fight win streak. Paddy versus Oliveira. Who has we got? Paddy versus Gaethje, though. Paddy versus Gaethje gets him a title fight. I mean, they're trying to sell us the Paddy versus Gaethje fight right now, Eric. I bought a ejaculation extraction machine and I'm currently getting milked. Sounds fun and exhausting. The image you sent me last night, Delidze beating Prime Anderson, legit retarded. The image you sent me last night was good. It was good. Delidze beating Prime Anderson is retarded. I know, I'm just playing with you, man. Paddy versus Hooker would be fun. Paddy Pimlich. Paddy Pimlich versus Hooker. That would be That would be fucking war. Paddy Pimblett versus Dan Hooker would be fucking war for sure, dude. But you're not doing Gaethje versus Chandler then. Armin is in the cuck chair. Armin's just watching. No, right now BSD is in the cuck chair. Dougie skipped chat to read the hairline comment. Shows he's insecure about it. Dougie skipped the chat to read that. I just saw it pop up here in my... I got two chats open, the instant ones and the... Shut up, Nacho. Only matchups in set are... The only matchups in set are Islam versus Tapuria, yes, and Paddy versus Gaethje. That's... Well, and also Dustin versus Hooker. Dustin versus Max Holloway. That seems to be locked in. Dougie's brother is bald. He isn't. If Islam were a type of goat, he'd be a makhur. It's an elite-level goat, known for its grace under pressure, unshakable footing in rough terrain, and dominant presence among other mountain beasts. Benny, you might need to send me a list, and I might make a goats as goats members video in the tier list. Armin versus Charles rematch is bad matchmaking, considering they only fought Armin's last fight. True, but it was such a close fight and controversial, and the fans don't know which way that it went. That you could argue it to be like the, I don't know, like the one that, you know, the fans wanted. You could give the old Dana White answer for it, you know? It's the one the fans wanted. But no, I agree. You can't just run them back again. That's true. You can't just run them back again. And that's not fair. You can't just run them back again. So they all have to be paired differently. These three have to be paired differently. Islam cannot fight anyone not named Ilya or Armin. Armin should not be pushed if he actually was injured, but something is very fishy about the whole thing. So then do the Ilya fight. No, I agree. I feel like this fight, these two fights here are locked in. Islam versus Ilya is locked in. And I feel like Dustin versus Holloway is locked in, purely because that's what we've been told. So I feel like these two here are locked in. We've still just got to figure out what to do with the rest of lightweight. I also feel like Moicano versus Dariush is just locked in as something that they were going to do, so they're just going to end up doing it anyway. So I feel like right here on the right side of the screen, let's have... These are the locked-in fights. These are the fights that are absolutely happening, no matter what. And then over here, we've got the... What are you going to do's? Yeah, let's do it like this. This is the what are you going to do's, how are you going to figure it out? I think that's the way. BSD is booked against Yoel Alvarez. Okay, so we're yeeting BSD out of here. He's already booked. BSD is on the next pay-per-view. Okay. Chandler can eat shit. He doesn't deserve Hooker. Yeah, so I like the idea of Ruffy. Joel Alvarez versus BSD. Thank you. What about Anshul Jubilee? He should fight BSD. What about Chandler versus Jubilee? I beat Khabib 2-1. They robbed me in Abu Dhabi. I believe you, local taxi driver. Do Armin versus Paddy. They have been talking shit to each other. Do Hooker versus Gaethje. Okay, so you're going to do Armin versus Paddy. Armin versus Paddy, and do Hooker Gaethje. Okay. But you see, you've got Chandler just floating around out there, and Oliveira as well. We're gonna need to bring Ruffy onto the. I am. Let me count. Let me catch up to everyone. I'll bring Ruffy on. But yeah, I think we do Chandler versus Ruffy. Why not BSD versus Alvarez? Because BSD apparently is already booked. So that's why we're gonna kick BSD off the list. How would Anderson Silva go in today's middleweight division? Not the conversation we're having today, Bilal, but I like how you were stirring the pot. He'd probably be a top 5. He'd be a top 5. Dougie should do a corner chair tier list since he has so much... Shut up, dickhead. I like that, Nacho, but I doubt they will give Paddy a guaranteed loss. Yeah, no, they might give him, like, a real test. Dougie, can you do no, Bahamundos or Ruffy versus Chandler? I like the Ruffy one, Shedhead. I like that a lot. In a different timeline, BSD wasn't a stinky motherfucker and used soap to shower and didn't catch stuff. He doesn't gas against DP and then KOs Islam and because the champ just to tap a Boston Crab in his defeat. And Lucas Tracy is in fucking tears. I agree, Eric. In an alternative timeline, BSD and DDP make out instead of fighting. Also a weird alternate timeline, but could be true. Fuck Chandler, he needs to be fed away. No, I agree. Give him Ruffy. I like that one a lot, Shedhead. Like the stream, you dogs? Yes, my brother is right. Like the stream, you dogs. Ruffy versus Chandler and Bahamundos versus Fiziev. Fiziev's been booked. That might be the one that he's already booked in, Cage. Yeah, he's been booked. Do a Skynet Cyberdyne tier list? Could do. Love the Terminator movies. Cage, imagine what Ruffy would do to Chandler. Okay, I've caught up on the chats. Let me get Ruffy. What's Ruffy's name? Ruffy... I can't think of his name right now. Let's just go with... Right, that'll do. Ruffy. Mauricio Ruffy. That's it. Okay, Ruffy, boom, versus Chandler. But, chat, we have a hole still somewhere to fill. That's what she said. Chat, we have a hole to fill. That's what she said. We need to figure out what to do with Charles Oliveira now. He's the odd man out. What do you do with Charles Oliveira? I like how we're fixing lightweight here, though, boys. This is good. This is really, really good. This is really good. So, what do you do with old Charles Oliveira? He's just sitting alone in the middle now. Poor old Charles, he's just... What do I do? Let me read some. What's up, Magomed Ankle Live? Good to see you, man. Haven't seen you in a minute, dude. Well done on winning the title, brother. Get mogged. Cage, imagine what Ruffy will do to Chandler. Brother, your mic is peaking. Sorry, mate. Let me go back here. Thank you for telling me, Florida. I should check. Yeah, I had it way too close to my mouth. Thank you, dude. Thank you. They need to give Paddy someone that could give him a title shot. Can't risk Hooker beating him. I like the Paddy Armin fight. I like that one a lot. BSD is booked. Yep, BSD is booked. Paddy versus Hooker. Armin versus Gaethje makes more sense to me aside from Paddy versus Armin beef. Paddy versus Dan Hooker. Armin versus Gaethje. Yeah, but I don't think they want to give Armin a guaranteed... Well, Paddy isn't a guaranteed... It is. I think they want to punish Armin, but who do you punish him against? Paddy versus Hooker and Armin versus Gaethje makes more sense to me aside from the Paddy and Armin beef. At least this one sells it. I don't know, dude. Like, this one is a war. I don't think the UFC would switch that up. I think this is the way the UFC would go. ALZ is your brother. Does he say the N-word? Don't know. Can you do an impression of Chandler getting wheel kicks by Ruffy and then calling out Anshul, see you at the bottom? Anshul Jabli, smell you at the bottom. I'm a professional at filling holes. Yes, you are, mate. Don't require a consent form. No, you don't, mate. Cucked. Charles has been cucked. Charles versus the Ilya winner takes on Makhachev. No, we can't do that. Charles needs a fight. Charles versus Gamrot. Dude, you're not wrong. Charles versus Armin. Oliveira versus Gamrot at the... It might be Oliveira versus Gamrot. Dude, Charles versus Max, and Dustin could fight the loser for his retirement fight. But they've already got Louisiana booked, I think. Haven't they already got that one sorted out? I don't think they'll give Paddy versus Armin. The UFC want Paddy to win. So who are they going to give Paddy? Your mic is okay. Thank you, Florida. I appreciate it. They would probably do Paddy versus Gaethje. Charles versus Charles. Think about the consequences lead to the downfall of Volk's career. Volk only won because he was a goated glorious king. True. Punish Arman by giving him a guy he already beat. Paddy versus Charles and Arman versus Gaethje. You guys really... Okay. Okay, no, this is what we'll do. Charles versus Paddy and not what you want. What do you think they're going to do? Yeah, Gamrot doesn't deserve Oliveira. Cheddarhead's right. Gamrot doesn't... Gamrot's coming up. I need my other headphones. Hang on. Cheddarhead's right. Gamrot's coming off a loss. He just lost to Dan Hooker, so he's not getting Charles Oliveira. So who does Oliveira get? Lightweight is a fucking mess. Lightweight is a proper fucking mess. And then if Ilia Topuria fucking bounces, Gamrot versus Grant Dawson. Gamrot's ranked though, isn't he? And Grant Dawson... Daniel Shift Fighter username. What's up, old Paul? How are you, dude? Why did you do that, man? I think they'll give Paddy Arman. The UFC want Paddy to win. Yep. Brother, your mic is okay now. They will probably do Paddy versus Gaethje. Charles versus Charles. Push Arman by giving them a guy he already beat. Paddy versus Charles and Arman versus Gaethje. Hooker can fight Bahamandos. They might do that. Marav visiting my dream, he yapped me away. That happens all the time, TY. You be lying in bed and then all you'll hear is, brother! What if it's Islam Makhachev? Oliveira wishes he was who Volk is. That's true. Gamrot doesn't deserve Oliveira. True. Louisiana is not till September. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was a little bit earlier than that. It's 318. That's 318. Gamrot versus Grant Dawson on the early prep. That's what they fucking should do. So the rumor is that the UFC is planning to tie Chandler to the ceiling of the PI and turn him into the fucking heavy bag. He'd probably enjoy that, Ben. I want Paddy versus Boo. I want versus Paddy. Boo the rematches. Chael lied to me. Chael always lies to us. I want Paddy versus Ilia. Arman versus Islam. I want Paddy versus Ilia. Arman versus Islam. And Charles and Max for the BMF. That would be good. How are you, Larry? Good to see you, dude. I actually like Gamrot Dawson. So do I. Dawson is ranked 14th. Oh, is he? Okay, okay. So then you could do Gamrot Dawson. So let's ignore Gamrot. Gamrot Dawson is perfect. Moicano versus Oliveira is... Moicano just... No, they're going to do Moicano Dariush again. They're going to run that back. Sweet as, my real name is Daniel. Nice one. Nice one, Paul. I'm going to miss Paul. Chandler will probably retire. But I think we've got Chandler sorted out here. I like this. We've got Chandler here. The chat seems to want Oliveira versus Paddy Pimblett. So if you've got Oliveira versus Paddy Pimblett, that means Arman Sarukian is now in the cuck chair. Like the stream, fuckwits? Like the stream, you fuckwits. So if you've got Paddy versus Oliveira, now Sarukian is in the cuck chair. So who does Sarukian fight? You could do Sarukian versus Gaethje, but then that leaves Holloway in the cuck chair. Someone's in the cuck. This is what I'm saying. Like, lightweight is a fucking mess right now. I get... You know what you would probably do? No, because you're punishing Chandler. So you're not... Could do Hooker versus Dariush. Okay, so you do Hooker versus Dariush. That puts Moicano in the cuck chair. Should we get a chair? Hang on a second, guys. Hang on 1 second, guys. One second. Okay, so look at the chair. Okay. Alright, what's the position? Go back. Yeah. Okay, so someone's gonna go in the cock chair. So now Moicano's in the cock chair. Hang on, wait, one more second. It's not quite done yet. Hang on. It needs a little bit more. Hang on, 1 second. If we're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. Hang on. Where's Ian Gary? Where's a photo of Ian Gary when you need him? Where's a photo of Ian Gary when you need him? There we go. Alright, so we'll do Ian Gary. He's on the cuck chair. He's hiding under the cuck chair. We'll do Ian Gary just hiding under the cuck chair. There he is, back there. Okay, cool. So, let's lock them so we don't move them around. Done. Alright, good. So, right now, Moicano's sitting on the cuck chair. Let me go back and reach. This is the greatest fucking stream of all time. This is the fucking greatest stream of all time. Ian Gary hiding behind the fucking cock chair. Okay, let me read your chats. Alright, so Nacho said, do Hooker versus Dariush. Paddy versus Charles Oliveira, yep. Armin, where's Armin? Versus Justin Gaethje, yeah. But then that still fucks Moicano up the ass. Imagine how fun it would be if Ilya gets the belt and defends against Ruffy from a fan standpoint. Oh, dude, that would be insane. That would be an insane fight. You can't cuck if there's no one in the chair. Now we can. Now we have the chair. Hooker can fight Ruffy. Why? Hooker's a top 5. Coming off a win streak. You should be getting someone on a loss on the way down, right? Chandler to Bahamandos. Chandler to Bahamandos isn't bad. And that does free up the division, Toad. That's not a bad idea, actually, Toad. If anyone should get cucked, Michael Chandler should get cucked. Yeah, but he should get punished. He should get punished by Ruffy. We need another featherweight to come to light. Well, we fucking do, man. Seriously. Max versus Hooker would be a banger, but I really want Charles to get that W back. Yeah, Max versus Hooker would be fucking murder. Put Chandler in the cuck chair. I'm sure Jan Silva would be willing to step up and fight one of them. He probably would, man. Chandler is going to retire and focus on his get out kind of thing. All right, Chris. All right, the cuck chair. That needs to be an emoji. It does, man. Perfect, Dougie. You're always sitting in a chair. All streamers are sitting in a chair. Paul, what are you talking about? Oh, come on. You guys seriously don't want Max Holloway versus Dustin? We don't, Larry, but it seems to be all but confirmed, dude. Make a cuck chair emoji. Ian Gary should be out of the frame. Just his misses make him do it. Just as his misses makes him doing the bet, just hiding outside. P poo, P for 2. What say to you? What's up, Kyle? How are you, dude? Welcome, brother. Welcome. How are you, man? We're trying to fix lightweight, brother. So we're doing some matchmaking. Islam versus Ilya seems to be guaranteed by Colby Covington today on stream. Dustin Holloway seems to be guaranteed. Hooker versus Gamrot seems to be happening. The rest we're sort of just trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out who to matchmake with Moicano right now. Right now, Moicano's just sitting on the cuck chair watching. Who also is this old man? This is Beneil Dariush. Even though I think he's a little bit younger than me. But that's Beneil Dariush. Gary behind it is peak internet. Gary behind it is fucking gold. Dudes really is sitting on that chair. Dudes are really sitting on that chair. Moicano can fight Ruffy. Why are we punishing Moicano with Ruffy? Moicano just stepped up and saved a pay-per-view. You're going to punish him by giving him Ruffy instead of just, like, rewarding him and giving him his old fight? I was late to the stream. Why not Hooker versus Gaethje? Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. That was thrown around. How would you describe Chandler's fighting style? Retarded. Ruffy versus Fiziev is booked. Tej. Fiziev's already booked. I heard Ortega's moving up. Moik versus Ortega too. I don't think Ortega is. I think he is staying. Can you imagine Holloway's reaction to Ilya moving up? Feel like he went up because he was being cucked by Vulcan now. Ilya, so he moved up for a fresh start only for them to vacate. Yeah, he's being chased. He's being fucking haunted. What if Max chose to stay at flyweight? He might have a chance at beating Volk. He might actually have had a chance at beating Volk. Seems risky to make Ruffy versus Fiziev. Yes, I know it looks shit against Gaethje. Give Moicano more money. Ruffy versus Dariush. You could do Ruffy versus Dariush, but then you've got this problem. And again, like, Chandler is now going to be 13th. Dan Hooker is ranked 5th. Max Hooker should go back to flyweight. I don't know. That sort of doesn't fix it. Like, again, you want to punish Chandler because Chandler's been given a free run the entire time. So you want to punish Chandler by giving him Ruffy. Max should go to featherweight. Sorry, featherweight, Cage. Thank you. Fucking Bogan IQ. That was a Bogan IQ moment. Yeah, featherweight. Pitbull versus Chandler. Do it again. Pitbull moves up. Pitbull might move up. Who knows? Flyweight Max. Okay, for both these are the last one. I don't know. Max at flyweight is crazy. Maybe featherweight might be better. You're right, guys. Yes. Is Arman and Gaethje for a title eliminator? You know the crazy thing about all of this, Paul? It's sort of all a title eliminator, really, isn't it? Like, this is a title eliminator. This is a title eliminator. This is a title eliminator for Holloway. Like, it's sort of... Lightweight is just one of those divisions right now. It's fucking alive, man. What rank was Bahamundos? What rank is Bahamundos? Is Bahamundos 15th on the nose? Where's the lightweight rankings? Is Bahamundos 15th on the nose? Lightweight. Here we go. Lightweight. Yeah, Bahamundos is 15th. Grant Dawson is 16th. Benoit Saint-Denis. So Ruffy isn't even ranked yet. Okay, so Bahamundos is in. And Ruffy's not even ranked yet. Okay. Yeah, I know it's online, fuckwit. I'm just asking chat for conversation. Okay. So, Bahamundos is in. He needs to be in. He's in. Dawson is 14th, yeah. UFC web. Yes, thank you, Eric. Thank you. So Bahamundos is in. So it feels like... Dude, you can't give Moicano Bahamundos. He just saved a pay-per-view on short notice. You cannot give Moicano Bahamundos. That is not fair. That's not fair. No, this is not right. We have fucked up. Somewhere, we have fucked up. This is not fucking fair. You can't be doing this, man. You got to give Chandler Bahamundos, and I think Ruffy, but that still doesn't fix the cuck problem. Lightweight is a fucking mess, man. Moik versus Hooker. And then what do you do with Dariush? Now Dariush is getting cucked. Actually, let's read some chats. Oh, we got up to Larry's. All right. I thought the stream was about fixing lightweight, not just accepting a third fight between Max and Dustin that we don't want to see. Scam, false advertisement, give Eric a refund. This is about fixing lightweight. Right, so not just accepting a third fight between Max and Dustin. So what you're going to say is, Larry, let's put the fucking hammer down. Let's break up this fight. And sort shit out. Is that what you're suggesting, Larry? Max would have to go through chemotherapy to make flyweight. I mean, at this point, it might be the only way he gets a win, Kyle. A malnourished man. And he already looks horrible at 145. They should put Chandler up against the whole lightweight roster and some 20 versus 1. That's what he fucking deserves, dude. Chandler versus Ludovic Klein, so he doesn't even fight someone with a name value. I mean, the problem is they pay Chandler $700,000 a fight. So, this is the problem, right? Bahamondos versus Ruffy. Yeah, that is so... But, again, Bahamondos is coming off wins. Like, you need someone on the way down to fight someone on the way up. So, who's on the way down? I'd rather see Paddy versus Dustin so I can see the Sawyer lose. Yeah, you know what? I think Dustin has to take Paddy. I think Dustin just has to take Paddy. Which is, I think, something Guru said, right? So, Dustin has to take Paddy. So, who gets Oliveira? I guess then you do Max versus Oliveira. Now, and I guess you do Dariush versus Bahamondos. And Chandler versus Ruffy. I think we've fixed lightweight. I think that fixes lightweight, right? That's fair. That is a fair fix to lightweight. Dawson is 14th. Dawson is 14th. Yep. They're making Fiziev versus Bahamondos. Oh, they've already made that fight? Fuck. So he's out. I wish they would do Poirier versus Colby. I wish they would do Justin Poirier versus Colby. Yeah, that would be good. That would actually fix a lot of problems as well, because that gets rid of the cuck if we do Poirier versus Colby. True, man. Why is there absolutely nothing happening at welterweight? I don't... I think because there's a hold-up. Right? There's a hold-up. But there needs to be things moving along for all the contenders underneath. Yeah, so... and it's also a lot to do with fucking Usman just sitting around with his thumb up his ass, yeah? The first one ended by Charles' shoulder getting hurt in Canada. The first one ended by Charles... Charles Oliveira versus Holloway? Yeah. For fuck's sake, this ain't getting fixed anytime soon. I know, dude. Years ago, people forget, man. Moicano versus Hooker would be a war. Actually, we can do whatever we want. Laughs in. Dougie, is tuna casserole thing down under? It is. Who cares about Dariush? Someone has to care about... Oh, now Dariush is getting cucked again. Thank you. Dariush is back on the cuck chair. Dariush would say yes to Bahamondos or Ruffy, but if they're making Bahamondos versus Fiziev, then Bahamondos is gone. Isn't Dariush scheduled to fight in June? I don't know. Is he? Charles versus Max and Dustin... Charles versus Max 2... Yep. And Dustin Poirier versus Paddy is better. That is Paddy. He said it on Submission Radio. He's probably fighting Moicano in... Okay, so this fight is already locked in. So now Hooker's getting... So that fight's happening. So now Hooker is getting cucked. Bahamondos is fighting Fiziev. We should have them all do a make-out tongue wrestle. Yeah, make them wrestle in oil. Brother. No, never mind. It's just a rumor. What was the rumor? Isn't Dariush... So Dariush isn't going to fight? Damn Skippy cunt. Exactly what I'm saying. Poor Benil. Yeah, Benil. Dude, I was AFK for 5 minutes. Now there's 3 dudes on the cuck chat. Simply kudos. It's getting worse, not better over time. The cuck chat takes many victims. The fucking cuck chair at lightweight. We have been at this for a fucking hour. We're not fixing it. Lightweight is so fucking broken. Chandler versus Pavlovich. Fuck Chandler. Punish him. I thought Max was fighting Dustin. That's the rumor, but we're fixing lightweight, so we need to take some authority. Start over. That's what you said last night, Chadhead, about the GOAT list. So you're punishing Dariush for getting the last fight. I don't want to punish Dariush. No, true. That's why we need to fix this. Ludovic Klein versus Dariush. That's not fair to Dariush. The cuck can just get a random unranked guy on a good win streak. Well, that's what Chandler's doing, because some random unranked guy. Ruffy is not ranked yet, and you can't punish Hooker like that. Like, that's not fair. These guys don't deserve punishment. Dougie, did I hear what, Chris? Dariush seems to love the cut. He keeps getting thrown back there. Get out of there. DA agent was spotted. Oh, he's back. He's back. Give Dariush Grant Dawson. I think we said Grant Dawson was booked. I think we just said Grant Dawson was booked against someone. It was actually his esophagus, not his shoulder. Not really important. Only point is there was such a weird injury. Those are always cool to think about. The fuck you skipped my message for? Sorry, Eric. Sorry. Can we remember as well that Islam can also just bitch out and vacate if he loses? That is true. Islam could fucking ruin all of this. I think this is why it's taking so long, Eric, for UFC 317 and lightweight to get finalized, because it's a really complicated division at the moment. Get out of there! DJ Aiden was spotted! He's alive! Yes! After not being seen for weeks since his parents dropped him off in the middle of the outback, they tried to get rid of him. He clawed his way back. People forget, man, the cuck chair at lightweight is a marauder. Give Dariush Grant Dawson. Here's the problem. Dariush is your... We want to give someone an easy win fight. We want to say thank you to someone. Get Hooker off the fucking chip. We'll find Hooker a fight, Paul. Yeah, Islam might leave 155 after JDM built, but then, all this gets thrown around. Grant Dawson and Gamrot train together. Grant versus Dawson and Gamrot gets the cuck chairs are good because fuck yeah. So Grant Dawson versus Dariush. Okay, so where's my Grant Dawson? Let's get a Grant. I've never had a Grant Dawson photo in my life because I hate Grant Dawson. I hate Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's 14th, that makes sense. Okay, so Grant Dawson gets, pretty sure Grant Dawson trained together. Grant Dawson versus Dariush. Poor Dariush. Hooker versus Moicano. And that fixes lightweight. Gamrot gets the truck. Yeah, fuck Gamrot. We are waiting on the results of welterweight to see who fights for the belt. Damn, welterweight always ruining it. Well, and then this is the other thing, right? Why the fuck has Usman not fought yet? Cut his contract? Yes, cut his contract. I agree. Now it's time to celebrate. Yes, Chris. Why does he look like that? Who's he? What's up, Fukia? How are you? Good to see you, man. We can safely assume Islam will still be a factor here because Bilal is fighting JDM and will easily... Nah, but we don't know, dude. Grant Dawson pick should be should be, man. Where does that leave the great Orubai? Orubai still has to get another win. This is lightweight. You don't just get into the top 15. So this fixes lightweight until Islam yeets out of there to go and fight JDM. And then you need to pull someone from this sphere to fight Ilia Topuria as the interim title for a vacant belt. Oh no, an interim belt or a vacant belt. At which point it would probably be this. That's what would happen once fucking Islam Makhachev yeets out of there. That's probably what's going to happen. Grant Dawson looks like a thumb. He is a fucking thumb. So that is lightweight. And I think the reason that they're waiting to announce all of this is because they're hoping that JDM beats Bilal Muhammad. And the cuck chair has taken many victims tonight. But there we go. Who's on the cuck chair? No one's in the cuck chair. That solves lightweight perfectly. Lightweight is absolutely fixed. Huh. And Ian Gary can be on the cuck chair by himself. The Grant Dawson pick should be fucking should be Shedhead. Oh man. Where does this leave the great Orubai? Ev Kuila? What is Ev Kuila? Why are we laughing at that? So who's on the cuck chair? I think Dana would make Ilia versus Oliveira if Islam. Ilia versus Oliveira. Yeah, that's probably what he'll do. Yeah, that is probably what he'll go with. Yep. Last time you had a sloppy Joe. No, I don't. Oh no, I've had a sloppy Joe before. It was a couple of years ago. What was it? I think it was like a Thanksgiving dinner that Jamie put on. It was a couple of years ago. Put Gamrot on the cock chair just for the culture? Alright, just for the culture. How does this affect Volk's legacy? I mean, Volk, if he beats Mobzar and wants to move back up, who knows? So there's Gamrot, just for fun. Isn't Dustin fighting Max? He is, but we were just choosing to do this just to help grow lightweight. We're doing this for... Lightweight needs this. There you go. There's Gamrot on the cuck chair. Oh, God. Right, there we go. Done and done and done, and we did it in 1 hour. Oh, my God. What an annoying thing. So this is going to be my video for tomorrow. It's going to be how to fix lightweight, I think. Unless some news comes up, but I think this is going to be my video for tomorrow on how to fix lightweight. There we go, boys. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Holloway versus Oliveira, the rematch because of the weird stoppage. Grant Dawson versus Dariush. Chandler versus Ruffy. Dustin Poirier versus Paddy Pimblett. Shut up, Dustin. You have to take Paddy Pimblett. Gaethje versus Max. Dan Hooker versus Renato Moicano. And Arman Tsarukyan versus Justin Gaethje, because why the fuck not? Thoughts on Hunter Campbell having told Yair he'd get a title shot if he beat Pitbull after losing 2 in a row? A fucking joke. Hunter lied to him. Straight up fucking lied to him. These matchups are good. Why doesn't the UFC do this? Because Dustin is being a bitch and saying that he only wants to fight legends. He doesn't want to fight Paddy. Arman is sitting around waiting for his shot at the title, so he's being a fucking pain in the ass. Moicano's collarbone is hanging out of his goddamn shoulder. Gaethje... his manager is the same manager as Islam Makhachev, so they're trying to push Gaethje into the title picture so Islam Makhachev's manager can stick his finger in the pot twice. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on at lightweight. Lightweight is alive right now. Fucking alive, boys. Amazing job. I said, wow, what an amazing job. We did an amazing job, boys. An American job. Some people say it doesn't take a lot of work to fix lightweight. I say it is a lot of work. Dougie, when's the ghost species list coming out? I might do it one day, Ben. Keep pushing for it. That's how memes on this channel come to life. Hooker Moicano is a great fight. That is a great fight. Love your work on you, boys. Dustin gets KO'd by Volk. Volk comes to save the day and then moves back down. And Volk just runs the fucking UFC wherever he wants. Volk moves up to welterweight to fight JDM. Tell me when Paddy doesn't fight a bum. Are you suggesting that fucking Dustin Poirier, the greatest MMA fighter to never win a belt, is a bum? Come on, bruh. Tighten that up. Tighten that up. So basically it's Yair's fault. He was dumb enough to believe it. Yeah, absolutely. Chris says, Dougie, what's up? Ruffy versus Chandler should be next. I agree. Dustin ain't no bum. But what if it's Islam Makhachev? I said, darling, don't worry. I'm a world champion. If someone comes through the door, daddy will protect you. And you know what she said to me? She said, what is if it's Islam Makhachev? I thought, oh, he's doing me fucking head in. Volk's moving up to light heavyweight. Yes! Paddy never fought Poirier. Paddy never fought... Yeah, but next. We're saying next, boob. Next. False. Chael is the greatest MMA fighter to never win a belt. I was waiting for someone to say that. All right, boys. I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Great stream. We did it. We fixed lightweight. Print it. Send it to the UFC. That's going to be most likely tomorrow's video. We'll see what happens in the morning if there's some news to drop or if I decide to come up with something else. Maybe this Colby Covington leaking what UFC 317. I don't know. We got ideas. But that's it. That was a great stream. W stream. The cuck chair. Oof. The cuck chair took some victims today. Alright, but all you fucking shut up, Eric. See you guys. Have a good one. Later.